Alright guys, well, I know my video taking skills aren't the best, but I've been looking on YouTube trying to figure out like how to do fork seals, like from start to finish. Like I've seen a couple videos where they have the forks off the bike and they show, you know, how to do the fork seals with them on a bench and stuff, but then there's other videos where it's like kind of shows what you need to do. So that being said, I've never done fork seals by myself, like fully taking the forks off the bike, everything from start to finish. So I'm gonna try to record it, that way maybe it'll help someone that's questioning whether they should or not, because I really don't know if I should or not. I gotta go run back inside and I'll show you you know, some of the parts that I got. I'm actually waiting on the Amazon guy right now. It's saying that he's 2 stops away. That's why I started now. So yeah, we're gonna try to do this. Don't mind this mess if you guys see this. My girl had a big, huge pot right here with a flower in it. And we had like a windstorm yesterday and it blew the pot over and the pot like rolled all the way over there. So there's like soil all over. Like if you look close, it's like it got all over, dude. So I gotta move the bike and clean that at some point today. But so first things first, you're gonna need, this is a regular stand for the front. You know, it just goes like this and you lift the front up, yada yada, kind of like the back one back there. So I picked this up yesterday on Marketplace for, I gave the dude $45. I had to go meet him like 45 minutes from my house, but it's all I could find. But what this is it here it mounts on the stem. Underneath here, it mounts underneath that. You tip this part back and this will lift up and it'll lift the bike up in the air by the stem. So I've never used one of them. You gotta loosen the triple tree, you know, on both sides, down here at the bottom and up here at the top. If you can see that in there, see these bolts here for the triple tree, so them need to get loosened. I'm gonna try to be kind of thorough on this one, but not have it take forever. But let me go get the parts that I ordered, that way you guys can see those. So yeah, usually a lot of people just order the fork seal itself and then the dust cover, where I also ordered this tusk kit. And basically it's every piece inside the fork. So you got your up top, the little seals that go for the adjusters. Not exactly sure what these two are. These are the 2 bottom main seals. Bottom main seals for the other side. Top seals. The little rings, retainer rings. Not sure what any of these are for, so I'll see when I take it apart. But it comes with a bunch of these little crush washer deals, and then it comes with these as well, like the bearing journals. I believe this one goes first up top and then this one slides up to it. So yeah, we're just gonna record it, and however we take it apart is exactly how it's gonna go back together. Somebody commented and asked for an update on the R shit. So I mean, it's together, it's got a new filter, it runs and everything. We're just still messing with the tank. It's been super rainy here for the last week. So the last thing we did is we had it just about perfect, but there was still a couple little pinholes that were showing through the paint, so we sanded it back down. This is another layer of spot putty, and then it just needs to get sanded down. The spot putty needs to get sanded down, primed one more time, and then it should be good to spray color. And then yeah, we get it clear coated by somebody, so it's gonna get clear coated. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's good to go. He's got a couple new parts for it, I guess. It's not really summer yet, even though in my videos it probably looks like summer. It's like 50 degrees right now and windy. Yeah, I mean, I know it probably looks really nice out. Looking through the lens, it looks beautiful right now. It's cold. That's why the bikes ain't like up and going yet. It's only April 10th or something right now. Yeah, I'm gonna off camera take this whole front section off the bike. It's gonna take me a few minutes. Once we start doing anything actual fork related, yeah, I'm gonna take this front part off. Not on video, and then we'll check back in once that's off and I'm ready to get this thing up on the stand. All right, guys. So I took the headlight assembly off, the gauge cluster, the front stay. I got some blue and red Loctite. I know for a fact some of these things need to be Loctited going back on. Looks like there was blue Loctite on the air duct going into the frame there, the 2 bolts on each side. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Today took a shit turn. So I had the worst trouble getting this bike right here on that stand. It's like 7 o'clock. So I think my plan obviously is switched. I think I'm just gonna get everything in the front loose, like the forks, get the calipers and stuff off, get everything ready to go loose and leave it, and then tomorrow when I get home I can pop the front tire off right away, pull the forks out because they'll be loose, and kind of go from there. Alright, guys, one thing I forgot to note while doing this job, I had to run to the shop. You need a 23 and a 24. I'll show you what I did with them. While the bike's on the stand and the forks are still in, you want to get on these and just give them a, you know, a turn, half a turn. Get them loose while they're on here. That way when you get them off, you don't gotta try to fight holding the forks. Then what I did is I took the I think it's a 4mm Allen key that's holding the front fender on, so the front fender's off. The 23 is for the axle nut down here. And you can just, on one side, just use this and break that loose. As you can see, it's already loose. I'm leaving it on there for now, like I told you guys, because the bike's gonna sit tonight. So we went through, made sure everything was off of the forks. Nothing's in the way, nothing's gonna stop them from coming out. We loosened our nuts on the top of the forks. We loosened our axle bolt down here on this side. Next, we're gonna remove the calipers. All right, side note, there's 2 pinch bolts in the front of each fork, as you can see right there and right there. I'm gonna go ahead and crack those loose before I get the calipers, just to have them cracked. Okay, so all those are loose. Oh, you guys couldn't even see the side, but yeah, I just did both sides. So those are all good. Now we're gonna start working on this caliper. The pinch bolts in the front are a 12mm. These are gonna be 14. Okay, so those are cracked loose. So there's one 14mm at the bottom here that I'm taking out, and then there's one at the top here. Okay, and as you can see, this caliper is loose now. So what I did is I take the caliper off and then I zip tie it right to this the stand here, so that it's not hanging by the brake line. Before I do that though, see these bolts? I'm gonna put them right back in where they go. Then we'll come over here and do this side. Crack these 2 loose. Little rundown, the side fairings have to come off, the front fender all has to come off, right? And then you make sure that nothing's in the way and gonna stop your forks from sliding out. If there's something zip tied to them, if there's something mounted, you know, weird and this and that, just make sure that everything is out of the way of the forks so that they can slide out. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a 24mm socket and loosen these just a little bit while they're on the bike and everything's tight. Get these cracked loose so that you can open them up later easy. After that, I loosen this axle bolt, which is a 23mm. Okay, so we got this loose. And then I also cracked the pinch bolts loose. This is a 12 millimeter. There's 2 on each side. 2 there, 2 there, 12 millimeter. Then the calipers have 2 bolts going into them, as you can kind of see there, like this. Those are 14 millimeters, 2 on each side. Then I zip tied them up out of the way just so they're not hanging. Last but not least, you're gonna loosen up these 2 and these 2 triple tree mounts, and the fork should slide right out. If it doesn't, you can take a little flathead screwdriver. Oops, sorry guys. If it doesn't, you can take a little flathead screwdriver and just a little bit get in this gap and kind of open it up a little bit. That's it. Not much, just a little, just to get it to slide. Or I've seen people spray WD-40, whatever you want to do. All right, boys, well, we just got home. Just uncovered the bikes. The exhaust is supposed to be here in 3 days. This is what the tank's looking like for the R6. I gotta wet sand it and do a couple more coats, but so the front stand held up last night. At least it didn't fall. I was scared to take anything off, the tire and stuff off last night, because I didn't want it to sit. So alright guys, well, I wasted another day. I had to go help my grandmother with something. So everything's still cracked loose. It's pretty much just where I left it last night. That's literally as far as I got. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but there is a ton of like little bugs because summer's starting. You can't even see them. I wish you could see them on this though. Look. Alright, we're gonna try this again one more fucking time, dude. So, I had something go on today. I had to go help my grandmother with something. Wasn't able to get to the bike. It's supposed to rain tomorrow all day. So, yeah, long story short, I'm really trying to get this done tonight. I have like everything cracked down. It shouldn't take too long to get it apart. So just to show you guys how to get the tire off, what it is it's this 23 millimeter on the one side. So you unscrew this, take it off, and then hammer this out the other side. Now we're gonna crack our triple tree stuff all the way. So these for the triple tree on the bottom are gonna be 10 mil. And then the ones up top I think are 12 millimeter. And this should be ready to come out as soon as I loosen these. Alright, I had to bust out the big boy. So yeah, I'll try to get you guys a little closer here. So these bottom 2 are 10 millimeter, and then these top 2, if you guys can see them right here and here, they're 12 millimeter. They really shouldn't fall out, but you never know. So everything's nice and loose. Got that one out too. Alright guys, I'm losing sunlight here, but we got the forks off. We got our left one and we got our right one. I went with 15. Our fork seals themselves, 2 dust covers. We got all the bolts that we took out, and then we have a bunch of different seals and stuff that I'm gonna have to figure out as I go. Yeah. That way you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Alright guys, like I said, I've never done this before. We're just going to give it a go. I'm going to pop this dust cover off. I just use a flathead screwdriver, kind of work my way around. Hopefully you guys can see that. That one's off right here. Okay, so both the covers are off. This is going to get loosened with a 25 millimeter. Okay, so I just loosened this. As you can see, it drops out, well, down. you see me loosen this bolt up at the top here. It's a 24mm, right? After you do that, this will come down and it exposes this tube. I loosened this Allen key at the bottom here. Maybe I'll be able to show you guys. It's in there. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I know it's dark. That is on the underside of this. Oops. That snap ring is on the underside of this, so once you take this dust cover off, it exposes that this thing. So you just take a screwdriver and you can just pop it out. So right now I got those two pieces off. It's starting to feel like, okay, so I can lift this piece out now. Okay, so we got that undone. So I'm gonna lay that here for now. I'm trying, guys. Hopefully you can see a little bit. So right now we have this piece, the main part of the fork, and we pulled this guy out of the middle. Okay, so that's where we're at right now with that. I think what I can do now is I think I should be able to separate this. So you pull your dust shield off. I think I should be able to separate this now. I just get nervous. I don't want to break anything, you know. It's scary, but there it is. Okay, so the tube is off. All right, well, so we're left with this piece. Okay, and what you can see here, hopefully you guys can see, fuck. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. We're left with this piece. I'm gonna take these off and lay them in the order that I got them off. So that came off first. Then our ring. Then this fork seal. There we go. Oops. Okay, then we got our fork seal. Okay, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but what I did is on this side here is what I took off, and then this is the new stuff I have. So they sent these with the kit, but these look pretty fresh, and I'm not really sure how to get them off. This bushing here, I wish you guys could see that better. This bushing here at the top, they sent new ones, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave these on. They look fine. There's no nicks on them, or so everything else is gonna get replaced. This Allen key that came out the bottom, if you guys can see that little crush washer on it, I have a new one for that as well, so we'll go ahead and put that on at the end. This ring is gonna go with the little lip up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tape over this. So what I did is I just did a super thin layer of tape and I went over the top edge with it. It just helps with getting this stuff on. So our dust cover is officially on. We stuck the dust cover on, slide that all the way down. Next is going to be the new ring, which is here. So we'll just slide that on. After that ring is going to be our actual fork seal. Now, if you look, it's hard to show, but there's a larger opening that you can see a spring in, and a smaller opening. The larger opening is going to go up, so the smaller side is going to get shoved onto the fork like this. The smaller side down. So we'll get that on, but what I'm gonna do is put some old fork oil on this tape now. because this is a little bit tighter to fit. Okay, so we got some fork oil on there. Take a little fork oil around this. Okay, and we'll put that on. Small side facing down. We got our dust shield. We got our little snap ring. Okay, then we got our fork seal itself. After that is gonna come this washer. Okay, and there's supposed to be a bigger beveled side, but it's hard to tell. But it looks like, you can kind of tell. Yeah, so there's like a different edge on this inner side that goes up. So we're gonna put that on like this. Okay guys, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this ring on with this tape. We will get some fork oil around the inside of this. Okay, yeah, and then it drops right on there with the tape off. And then after that, all that's left is this piece here, that like copper piece. So this one, so there's like a, you'll have to see it in person, but there's one side has like more silver showing on the top lip. The side with more silver showing is gonna go up. Take this one off. And put our new one on. Okay, so I figured I'd pop it off for this part. So this is our bolt I was talking about. This goes in the bottom here. And that's what holds your spring assembly all the way to the right in. But we'll worry about that last, okay? So the first thing on is your dust shield with this ring. Obviously up, because it's gonna sit inside the fork tube. Following that is gonna be this snap ring. And then it's gonna be your actual seal. Okay, with the larger side, remember, the larger hole up, and then it's gonna be your, like, just your metal washer on top of that, and then this bronze little washer with the bigger bevel up. So washer, bevels up, fork seal, bigger hole up, snap ring, and then your dust cover. Alright, we're gonna give this a go with this makeshift thing I just did. I'm gonna try this way first. So, it's hard to see, but I did the electrical tape. Alright guys, I know I haven't been talking much. I'm just bashing this in with that electrical tape. It's going, I think, just very slow. So I'm going to keep on going. I'll let you know what happens. Alright guys, so I used electrical tape. I think it worked. I'm going to go ahead and try to put this snap ring on and get it locked into place. Alright, yeah, I think it's in. Now we'll go ahead and just clean this fork back off. Now this piece is gonna go into the top. I don't don't know if I'll be able to show this or not. So on this, in order to take this in or off, you got to actually take this screw all the way out because it's threaded into the hole. Hold on, you'll see what I mean. See it? So this has to come out, and then this can go into the hole. I'll show you guys. I just wanted to show you that one screw's got to come completely out, otherwise this screw won't be able to come out. I know you're not seeing much right now. Hang on, guys. We gotta go. Here, guys, I'm gonna try to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see this both sides, but look at the way you know that you have this piece screwing into this is you can push and then use this, and that'll push up. Okay, so then you put pressure on this up here with your hand, push it down, and then you can screw this in it. You can feel it grabbing it and pulling it down a little bit. Alright guys, well I got this fork seal pretty much done. I'm not going to tighten the top yet until I put fluid in, and I'm not even sure how much to put in yet, so I'm going to stick this one off to the side. Now we got this other one. I'm not going to talk as much through this one, I don't think. I don't want to be out here forever, so I'm kind of going to just go through it. 24 millimeter. Loosen this. Okay, that part's loose. We'll dump our oil into here. This screw's got to come all the way out. Alright, sorry guys. Battery died. Literally, all I did was take this bolt out like I showed you guys. This pinch bolt. And I took this bolt out. But, so yeah, we got this dust cover off. We took the snap ring off. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll separate these. There it is. The tube just popped off. Down here at the bottom, dust cover. And then it's, so dust cover, fork seals here, little washer ring here, and then this like copper type of washer deal. So we'll go ahead and pop that off the top. Set that down. Next is this washer that comes off. After that, it's your fork seal itself. Work that up over that ring. Fork seal, big side up, and then your dust cover comes off last. This is the order. So, big washer, copper thing at the top, regular washer, fork seal itself, snap ring, and then dust cover at the bottom. So we got our new fork seal, big side up. We got our new dust cover. We have our new snap ring, our new copper washer for up at the top here. Our little brass washer that goes on the screw, which we'll worry about that last again. If there's anything gritty, like rocks or anything on the tube, don't wipe up and down with it because you could scratch the fork tube. So if you get little rocks or you feel like any dirt or debris, kind of just take it off, shake the rag off. You don't want to drag that on the fork tube at all. One little nick can cause these to leak, guys. One little scratch on the tube itself, anything. Let's get all this dirt and debris off of here. Alright, so we're back down here again. We got our new side. This whole left side's gonna end up being garbage. So I'll go ahead and move that off to the side now. We're gonna start with electrical tape. So it looks like that. Okay, so that's filled with fork oil now. First things first that we're gonna put on is our dust cover. Okay, so the dust cover's on. Slide that down. And then it's, so dust cover, snap ring would go, but I'm gonna wait. Fork seal, big side up. I'm gonna lube this a little bit first. It is tight, like really, it is a tight fit. I just kind of use my thumbs and work it down a little bit at a time. Okay, next is your washer. But the tape's got to come off. Down goes the ring. And last but not least is this copper washer. The bigger side with the more silver showing goes up. Okay, boom. We'll change our washer, so we'll ditch this one and we'll put the new one on. Okay, so the new washer's on this little bolt now. And we have our snap ring we can't forget about. Electrical tape, but first I recommend drying off the tube. Electrical tape around it, try to keep it as flat as you can. Okay, then we'll rip this off. Our dust cover down here at the bottom. Our electric tape, and then we got our fork seal washer, brass washer, main journal washer up at the top. Try to clean the threads and stuff on this part. I'm not gonna record the whole thing, but you're just gonna literally beat it on till it seats itself. So okay, so the electrical tape can come off at that point, and then this goes around the tube on the back side, so I'll put it in like on an angle and I'll squeeze it together and get the back side in. And then what you do is you can just push the back side in with a little screwdriver and then just kind of follow around with the screwdriver. We remove this top screw again to get this in. The torques for these are like ranging from 20 to like 30. Like some are 22, some are 24, some are 28, some are 30. So I'm just gonna go 25. All right. So that's good. Me being the genius that I am, I just did this one off camera just to see if it would work, but we're good to go. It feels really, really stiff, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to adjust something, but I'm gonna set this aside for now. So this little nasty thing of soy sauce was $1, but I went and looked for what said, where is it? It says right here 295 milliliters. So this is pretty much 300 milliliters. So what I did is I'm filling it all the way up, and then I'm going to like here to make 500 milliliters, you know. Okay, so this is full now. You take the fork, and I was tipping it and pulling this part down so that I could get oil into here. But the thing is if you do it this way, I'll show you. You gotta do it slow for one, and two, you gotta prime it, so you gotta kind of bounce on this top part. So yeah, that's 295 milliliters so far. I'm gonna point down, but what I'm doing is I'm pushing on this spring here. So now we'll hold this up and we'll put 200 more milliliters in here. We will prime it a little more. Okay, then we'll lift this up and start this top part. No oil, baby. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I'm compressing it. No oil. So that one's good too. All right, I'm gonna start trying to throw these back on the bike. Put some grease on this. All right, I'm gonna torque the triple tree bolts. These two bottom ones are 20, and then 20, and then the very top one is 16. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here for today, boys. We got the forks back on. I'm gonna finish getting this tire back on off camera. Hurry up and throw the calipers back on. And then, yeah, call it a night.
cheek.